week we had our meeting ahead of the Fed meeting, and the Feds did cut rates, or the federal funds rate, by 1/4%. And as we discussed over the last couple of weeks, lenders anticipate what that rate cut could potentially be. So our rates have already been, baked into what the Feds may do. So with that, Feds did cut rates, but interest rates did get a little bit worse that day and the 2 days following. Not a big impact on what the actual rate was that I quoted to you that day, but when it comes down to cost for rates and pricing, that's where it was mainly affected. So, like I said, once Jerome Powell gets on there with his no emotion stone face and starts talking to everyone reacts, and then things start moving the other way. So, like I said, we were positive about 30 something basis points that day and ended that particular day down 17 basis points. So, big swing, all lenders repriced for the worse. But still today, conventional loans, 6.25%, Govy stuff, roughly about 5.5%. But right now is a great time to contact anyone that you've sold in the last 2 years with those higher rates. Maybe they're now ready to make that move, sell that house, because they can get better terms and options, or maybe it's a position to where they can refinance that loan, pull out some money, and use it to buy another property, like an investment, second home. So just a good thing to get on the phone, because I'm sure it's happened to all of you. You get the calls and they say, "Hey, the Fed's cut the rates, interest rates are down," and everyone gets excited. We definitely saw applications jump up over the last week, so it's a great time to touch your database. Carla and I have done it this week. We've got a past client that we're getting back in. Bobby and I talked to clients yesterday. Um, I had another past client that I connected with of Rachel's. And then last week, just doing some follow up. So definitely keep on your
Tiffany,
databases.
Tiffany just got a new client.
Oh, there you go. Woo!
Yeah.
So yeah, things are moving, picking up. It's great to see. So definitely work those databases. And as always, if there's anything that I can assist or help you with, please let me know. Tanya sent you those 100% FHA assistance flyers. If anyone else needs them, Monica, I sent to you as well. But if there's anything that I can help you prep for, open house, an event, anything that you're doing, please let me know. I'm here to help. And I wish everyone a great rest of your week.
Well, thank you, Scott. Does anybody have any questions regarding finance, funding? Anybody want flyers? I mean, these are great flyers. I would recommend even just throw it up on your social media. Do the minimum and
Mhm.
and the maximum will follow. All right. So Scott,
Yes.
I thought I had a question. I guess I didn't. Before you go, I do want to mention the Harvest Festival that's coming up on the 24th. I'm going to talk a little bit more about it, but you might leave before then. I wanted to make sure that you were going to be there with the with your booth. Are you going to have a booth?
Yep, and after our meeting last night, I sent a message. I'll be doing a booth and bringing a raffle prize.
Nice.
Nice, nice. Okay. All right. This thing is
Good enough.
getting big, you guys. I'm going to talk more about it after Ray speaks, but yeah, it's getting pretty
Can you
big.
hear?
Yeah. Did you say something, Ashley?
Oh, no, I'm sorry. I didn't realize I was not on mute. I'm sorry.
Oh.
I have Vita with me still. I apologize.
Oh, no, no worries, no worries. All right. So thank you, Scott.
Wait, wait,
If
wait.
there are no oh, do you have a
Can I,
question?
yeah, while we just got up here, Scott, do we still have those grant programs? Are they still being offered still? The government grant programs for the down payment assistance and things like that?
Yeah, there's multiple different ones. As far as the buyers, do they fit into that window? The last ones we had talked about were through MPHS. I know they were down to one. I think it was one. It was still the Menifee one, and I can't think of the other one. But I actually spoke to my brother-in-law last week, and they're working on a few others that are going to be rolling out here in the coming months. So I think there's two that they're offering right now.
So are there ones that are like government that are not particularly for a particular city, but are just like in a government one that's coming out, kind of like a how they used to had before in the past? That went so fast, or they
So
really went fast, but it didn't last long.
so there's like oh, well, I know well, CalHFA, the California Dream for All, that's still around. Um, I actually just had a client that just got a notification last week that her name had been selected, so that
Yeah.
means she didn't make the initial round. So that it's not a grant. But there are programs like through Chenoa. Chenoa has a grant option. But typically when you look at those compared to the other assistants. Like with Chino, for example, they have a non-repayable option, but that interest rate's going to be roughly almost like 1.5%, almost 2% higher than your standard rate. So it really drop that qualifying amount. The ones that I just gave you the flyers for, the National Home Buyers Fund,
Mhm.
there is a non-repayable option in that. And the main requirement is you occupy the property for 10 years. That one comes with a slightly higher rate, but it's not as high as like Chino would be. But there is that option to where it becomes fully forgiven. But again, you have to occupy the property for 10 years. So, which means just don't change title on the property and
Yeah.
show it as your, primary.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you.
All right, you're welcome.
Okay, any other questions for Scott? All righty.
Thank you.
Okay, well, without further ado, Ray is here. He's going to talk about the FIN CEN, and I'll let him tell you what that's all
What the
about.
heck
So,
is that?
Ray, Ray, go ahead.
All right. Thank you so much, Bobby. I hope everybody can hear me well. I'm quite literally out in the field today, so I kind of do these Zooms when and where I can, but I think I've got pretty good Wi-Fi right now. Bobby, am I going to be able to share my screen at all?
Yes, I will go ahead and I'll turn on your sharing. There you
Okay,
go.
thank you so much. And while we do that, I want to double, even triple down on what Scotty said about contacting your databases, particularly with the people with high rates who purchased, over 2 years ago. It's super important. That's what's going to help us excel right now. And outside of your databases alone too, we can certainly set up farming programs where we farm any neighborhood, any area you want, and we can focus specifically on high interest rates, people who purchased over 2 years ago, and maybe people that have equity too. So, I mean, if you're going to succeed right now, it's by doing those very small things. Like Bobby said, it's kind of the minimum, but it's going to have a great effect right now. So definitely want to double down on that. And now I will focus on FIN CEN. What the heck is that? Let's see. So I am sharing it. I hope that everybody can see it now. If not, yell at me. So, oops, something else popped up there. Can you guys see it? Just let me know.
Not yet. It's still a black screen. It says double click to enter full screen mode. I don't know. That's for you.
There it
There
is.
you go.
Okay. Hopefully this doesn't go as slow as it's going on my side. If so, I could just talk about it. I'm good at that too. So like Bobby said, my name is Ray Atencio. I'm with Stewart Title. While I was a title officer for a number of years, I'm now a title rep with Stewart Title. So I still have all that knowledge of being a title officer, for better or for worse, but now I get to play around in the field and meet you guys. My experience as a title officer, though, makes me intimately familiar with this FIN CEN thing. It has actually been in effect in a smaller role for, I think, since 2016. It's just been very limited to, I mean, for us in particular, Los Angeles and San Diego counties would probably be the only two counties that you guys would have been concerned with. It deals with all cash transactions wherein the buyer is an entity. So that's how it stands right now. But starting December 1st, it is going to roll out nationwide. And when I say nationwide, I mean nationwide. I mean all counties across the nation, regardless of sales price, are now going to be impacted by this. So let's start with what is FinCEN. FinCEN is a branch of the Treasury Department. It stands for the Financial Crimes Enforcement Network. What they basically do is they fight money laundering and fraud, specifically related to like cartel activity and terrorist activity. You'd be surprised how much money laundering actually happens through the sale of real estate, particularly across the southern border, but it is certainly not limited to that. So that is what this Department of the Treasury does, and that is why they're expanding this, because it is a real issue. Now, as I said before, beginning December 1st, it's going to go nationwide. It only affects residential property, and so not commercial property necessarily. I'll get into the little intricacies there. And it's only affecting non-financed transactions. And again, their definition of all cash or non-financed and residential is going to be different than the way that you or I define these. So I definitely want to get into these. So as I mentioned, currently FinCEN has what's called the GTOs in place. So that's what is affecting Los Angeles, San Diego, San Francisco, Santa Clara, and San Mateo. So if you've had an all cash transaction in any of those counties above $300,000, your buyer would have already been impacted by this. Basically, they have to fill out an extra form that, I mean, they give the government everything on there, from their personal social security number to their EIN for the business, everything. They have to prove, well, escrow has to provide title with a copy of the wire receipt, you know, the funds that they received from the buyer. We need driver's license. It's a lot of reporting, you know, so though to me, it still feels like an overreach. I mean, if it's an overreach now, I don't know what to call it when December 1st happens. So how is it different from the geographical targeting orders, the GTOs that are currently in effect? I already mentioned that it's going to be nationwide. I like this number here because at least it justifies what they're doing a little bit. The study found that nearly 61% of federal money laundering cases involved real estate. So I would keep that fact handy for you guys. If you have a buyer or a seller, for that matter, that is concerned about this, why do I have to fill out this extra form? This is a lot of information. I've never had to do this before. Let them know what the process is, what this department is, that it's a federal government requirement. And then, you know, maybe throw this stat out at them just so they maybe understand why it exists in the first place. So let's start by let's start with the government's definition of a transfer of residential real property. Okay, so vacant land, you would think that's non-residential, right? If at any point the intent is to develop that land and put a domicile on it, something somewhere, somebody, you know, somebody's going to live there, then it's residential land. It's going to apply, right? So vacant land is not. It's not exempt from this. So agricultural land at the same point, you know, agricultural, we technically consider that to be commercial property, but I know there's a lot of like avocado groves in like the San Diego area where there's homes on these agricultural pieces of land. That would be considered a transfer of residential property. Any apartment building less or 4 or less units, right? That's considered residential. Above 4 units is considered commercial. Co-ops are fall into this category as well, and commercial properties that might include a dwelling. So up in the mountains, like up in Big Bear, you'll see a lot of these little shops. I think of like a flower shop, right? Where when you first walk in, that's the shop, but then behind it, you know, they've got 3 bedrooms and the kitchen and the bathroom and everything. That's a residential dwelling. It may double as a business, but it is not exempt from this requirement. Now, what qualifies as a legal entity? So like I said, this rule is only going to affect transactions now where the buyer is an entity. Previously, we would have thought of an entity as LLCs or corporations or partnerships. That would be a legal entity. The government has decided to include trusts in this requirement as well now. So that includes just, you know, your regular run-of-the-mill living trusts, right? So here's a great example, I think, of a situation that's going to fall under this regulation that really shouldn't, but it's going to. So say you have an elderly couple that's looking to downsize their home. Their current home is held in a trust. They sell their home. They use the proceeds from that sale to purchase their new home all cash. So it's an all cash transaction, and they're going to put their new home into their trust. The government is treating that sale. That purchase of property, the same way as they would any investor, any flipper, they're going to fall under the same regulations that any of those other transactions would. In those cases, the sellers and the buyers are going to have to fill out new paperwork. Like Bobby said, that responsibility does lay on escrow right now to collect that paperwork and to submit it to the Treasury Department for that matter. But it's important for you guys as real estate professionals to know and be able to anticipate it up front. Because the legal requirement is once, and you'll see this on the disclosure form that is now added to the RPA when I show it to you. Within 7 days of this being requested, the buyers and the sellers legally have to turn it over, okay? So when your buyer is a corporation, a partnership, an LLC, or a trust, it's gonna fall under this regulation. So when I get asked, so, what kind of legal entities are exempt? Really, it's banks and government entities. Look through this. These aren't the kind of transactions that we deal with, unless, say the buyer is a city, right? We have that sometimes. The city of San Bernardino is buying property. They would obviously be exempt in that case. Or banks, I suppose in that case, it'd be like foreclosures and stuff. They're going to be exempt from it. But as far as we're concerned with residential transfers, there are very little exemptions. So here is, for me, where it gets kind of sticky. What qualifies as a non-finance transfer? What I would have previously just referred to as an all-cash purchase, right? Well, I'll tell you right now, seller carryback loans. So if your seller's carrying back the loan for the buyer, that's considered an all-cash transaction. Title doesn't look at it as an all-cash transaction because title will be issuing 2 policies in those cases. Generally, escrow doesn't look at it as an all-cash transaction because there is a deed of trust being prepared and being recorded, but the government is looking at that as an all-cash transaction. Secondarily, hard money lenders, including like anchor loans, for example. So investors are often going to use lenders like anchor loans or Kiavi. Those lenders, generally speaking, are also being considered, even if they're getting a loan from anchor loans, it's considered an all-cash transaction. I don't know how to explain that, and I don't really know why the government has decided to include them, but they're not an institutional lender. They're not registered with the NMLS, so they are not exempt. Kiavi, on the other hand, they are a hard money lender as well. So, as opposed to anchor loans, Kiavi is exempt because they're on the NMLS. So it's at this point that I know I'm getting into the weeds, but I want to make sure that you guys know that, if you have any questions on this, I am staying as up to date on it as possible. So you can email me at any time. Whenever there are changes to this, let me know and I'll explain it to you, how it affects you and what you need to really know about it. So exemptions to this rule in general, right? So this rule it's in effect when a grant deed is recorded. So if I transfer my property to an entity, all cash, there's a transaction. Once that deed is recorded, that's basically when that requirement hits, right? Now the exemptions being if it's an easement deed. Easement deeds are not they don't fall under these regulations. Transfers, inheritances resulting from a death, they don't fall under these requirements. Transfers of divorce, so they go to divorce court and the wife is awarded the property, they wouldn't have to report, right? So there are exemptions to this, but generally speaking, they're not exemptions that we would be involved with because they're not sales of the property, right? The important thing here for me is the 1031 exchange. So that initial transfer to the qualified intermediary, that's exempt, right? Ultimately, when it's, when it goes to the ultimate buyer, that would not be exempt if they're an entity, but that initial transfer to that qualified intermediary is exempt. So this has, when it says when here, they're talking about the time frame as to when escrow has to actually submit this to the Treasury Department. For whatever reason, they've given us 2 windows within a 30-day or a 60-day window after closing. So they either have 30 days or the last day of the last month after it's closed. I would just suggest doing it as soon as possible. Make it like maybe an every Friday thing. If you had any transactions that applied, or that fell under the FIN CEN requirements, just submit them every Friday. And I'll show you why later, because there are penalties for this that the brokerage may have to eat, or, all the way down to individually, but you'll see that later. So here's another important thing, right? And like Bobby said off the bat, this is an escrow requirement. So this does fall on the back of escrow. As it stands right now, the current regulations, the GTOs that I mentioned, title is responsible, but they've taken it off title for whatever reason and they put it on escrow. So this breaks down the cascade of who is required to report. What this means is basically the first two are escrow. The third one there would be title, right? But if you go all the way down, if for any reason escrow and title don't report, that requirement is ultimately going to land on the real estate, the realtor, right? Somebody has to legally report these. It's a cascade of who is required to report them. Now, if there's no title or escrow involved, say you have a situation, and I'm sure that this has happened with some of you guys, where you walk a deed down to the county recorder or a client of yours and you record it, you're the person that recorded that deed. That's that third one right there. No escrow is involved, right? So the third one right there, that's you at that point. You are required to report it at that point, right? So my suggestion for you in those cases would be either don't walk the deed down to the county, maybe have some kind of agreement written up for your clients when you do that, or use a title company to do an accommodation recording, because we do have a waiver that they will end up signing, where basically it'll fall back on them well, fall back on the homeowner, the person who is, recording the deed for their benefit to report after the fact. But my point here is that it is not just an escrow requirement. It's not just a title requirement. It falls on everybody involved in the transaction. Now, here are the penalties. These penalties are not just for your brokerage. They're not. I mean, if they find that you are negligently or maliciously not reporting or reporting incorrectly, and they do fine people right now. It starts with fines, and if the fines aren't paid, eventually, I mean, it can result in prison time, which is crazy to hear. And I just can imagine, you're on the yard with the other guys in prison and they say, what are you in for? And you say FIN CEN. At that point, it's gonna, I don't even know how they're gonna look at you at that point, but there are severe violations for this, okay? So the next question is, how is this enforced? I'm sure Tanya's aware that, audits happen, right? But FIN CEN will be auditing. You're required to hold on to these documents for at least 5 years. So the assumption right now is that we can expect an audit maybe once every 5 years. This doesn't affect us all that much because I believe you guys hold on to documents digitally for a minimum of 10 years, right? So, we're already going to have these. The only thing to keep in mind is that now you're going to be in possession of a lot more personal information. So it's that much more important to make sure that your security is on point. Your digital security is on point. So how does it affect you now? My realtors, my agents, okay? This form, as of yesterday, it's to be added to all of your RPAs. This is a new requirement. This has to be added to every single RPA. So this form just went out yesterday. It was a draft up until that date. And then, I mean, it took a lot for me to get my hands on this. The brokers didn't want to share it with me for whatever reason. But yeah, so I have this document, Bobby. I'll send you a copy if you don't have it. I'll send you an email of it afterward.
So what you're saying is that it's not in the library yet?
It may be on the CAR website. I don't have access to that myself.
Okay, I'll check it
think
out, but
that
yeah,
one
if you
is-
could send it.
It's there, I
I
think.
think that one is added in the RPA because I
It-
wrote an offer and I had to check. My eyes kept zooming in like, okay, I think I'm crazy. But I think it comes after page 14, if I'm not mistaken.
It automatically pops in, yeah,
Oh,
into your
okay.
RPA.
Mm-hmm.
It's like
The
a
important thing
disclosure.
to note though is, so if you have a transaction that's open now that you even think might close after December 1st and it falls under these regulations, you need to get this signed. So it needs to be added to the RPA now. If it closes after December 1st, it falls under these regulations. If it closes before, you're fine, right? So, but again, it's going to be baked into the RPA at some point too, actually into it itself, rather than being a separate addendum. At that point, we won't really have to worry about it. All this form does is give a basic explanation as to what FIN CEN is to the buyer and seller. It states that they may be required to give additional information, and it gives that time frame of 7 days from when the info is requested to when they have to turn it in. Okay. Like I said, this is a brand new form. If you haven't seen it yet, I wouldn't be too hard on yourself. It just came out yesterday. But like you guys said, it is on the new RPAs. But if you have any transactions that you're even worried might close after December 1st, look at it, look at the details of the transaction. If you think it may, if you're curious, if you don't even know if it will fall under FinCEN, shoot me an email with the details, and I'll let you know whether or not it's going to have to be reported. And I also want to share this with you, Bobby, afterward, to share with your team if you see fit. This is a great flyer that will help you guys determine when and where this AML rule will come into place, right? So if you have a transaction and you aren't too sure, you can use this this flow chart to figure out whether or not it's going to apply. That's really all I have for you guys on it. It may seem right now that it's not going to affect a lot of transactions, but with it being trusts and hard money lenders included and seller carrybacks and lenders like Anchor, who are relatively big, but they also fall under this. I wouldn't be surprised if it's somewhere between 30 to 40% of our transactions. So we are going to see it. Now, for the most part, escrow is going to take care of it, and it's not going to be a big deal. But I do think it's important for you guys as realtors to just be able to educate your buyers and sellers on it. And keep in mind, if you work with any investors right now, get them, start introducing this to them right away, because it's they shouldn't be surprised by it, but they're going to be. So let them know right away, hey, starting December 1st, you're going to have to fill out more information. And if you yourself are an investor, don't be surprised when you have to fill this out too. That's all I got for you guys on FinCEN. I really appreciate you inviting me here. It's been a pleasure. If you have any questions at all on it, I'm here for you. Let me know.
Yeah, Ray, when you and I were talking, you kind of gave me a little bit of the, what is it that these forms are going to be asking the buyer or seller? Can you talk about that just a little bit? I mean, as an agent, we need to be able to talk to our clients and say, look, when you get to escrow on this, they're going to be asking for this, this, and this. And if you can't provide it, it could make this deal fall apart. So we need to educate the agents on what is it that they're going to need to be getting from their client.
That is a great point. And to your point too, remember, we cannot legally close. If this is a reportable transaction, we cannot legally close until we have it. So you're right, it can make a deal fall apart. Now, yeah. I'm going to speak with the caveat of escrow has yet to receive the forms that they're going to have to get filled out, right? These forms are not completed yet. FinCEN has not released the finalized forms or even a draft as far as I'm concerned. Tanya can correct me on that if she's seen anything. But so I can speak on to it in as much as what the current regulations are. Like, I mentioned there's some LA and San Diego transactions that fall under these requirements. But I'll also talk about what I believe will be required when it comes to trusts going forward. So right now, buyers have to disclose basically, it's LLCs and corporations. So they have to disclose anybody who has an ownership in the company, anybody who's a manager, who's an officer, everybody completing the FinCEN form, which is anybody who has over a 20% stake in the company. They have to also include their identification, their social security number. They have to tell you how funds were given to escrow, or how their buyer's funds went to escrow, whether it was wired, whether it was by money order. They have to tell you how much it was. Every one of these forms is transaction specific. So it's going to name the property itself that's being transferred, the closing date. And I think that's about it right now. That's about all that's on them. So it goes into detail as to the entities themselves and them as individuals. Like I said, their driver's license, their social security numbers. Going forward, though, that's going to apply to buyers and sellers, because remember, what the whole point of this is to track the funds from start to finish. The idea is that some of these transactions are fraudulent on both sides. It's money laundering, right? So there is no real buyer or seller. They're the same person. They may be two different entities, but in the end, it's all going to that same nefarious organization, right? Whether they're terrorists or the cartel, or they're one and the same if you ask a lot of people. So they're tracking the funds. So now, starting December 1st, the sellers are going to have to turn in that same information, which will be limited because a lot of the time the sellers are going to be individuals, right? So they're going to give all that same stuff that they basically would on their SI. Really nothing too much more. If the seller is a corporation or an LLC, they'll have to include their EIN, the breakdown of the officers and the managers, who has an ownership stake in the company. But that's really it, right? It's nothing. When you bake it down, it's nothing more than what's on the SIs and what's on the operating agreements or their bylaws. but it's all on one form that now is getting turned over to the federal government, right? So that's the difference. Now, the
Yeah.
big thing is trust. I've been asked multiple times, okay, because a lot of the time the trustee, they can be a professional trustee, right? They don't really have anything to do with the trust in the end, other than they're the ones that act as the trustee, right? Now, they're going to be responsible for filling out the form. It will be the trustee's responsibility. But as it stands right now, the current understanding is any beneficiary who's set to inherit 25% or more of the estate, their information will have to be on that form. They're not going to have to fill it out per se, right? So the trustee is going to fill out the form, but they have to include any of the bennies who are set to inherit 25% or more. So it's not like you have to go to all of the children and great grandchildren and brothers and sisters and their plumbers, anybody who's inheriting, and have them fill out the form. But if they are set to inherit a certain amount, their information will be on this form. That's the current understanding of it right now. Keep in mind, there are 2 lawsuits that are still happening right now. I think one on the title side and one on the escrow side. So all of this is subject to change, right? All of it. But that's, as it stands right now, that's what will be asked of your buyers and sellers on these transactions.
Ray, could I ask you if you have any indication of whether it would be appropriate for us to just flat out require that escrow get this from the parties and keep it on their end only? This seems like a lot of personal information, financial information, things that we'd either have to seriously doctor to keep on our records. And can we keep doctored records, or do we need to keep the originals? And maybe this is something that just escrow does on their end, and we as the agents don't need to get a copy. We just need to know it's done.
That is a great question. You don't have to require it of escrow. It's already legally required of escrow, right? So that part is done. It's already an escrow requirement. Tanya, do you have a question?
Well, I have a question. Well, we're in-house escrow, so it'll be different because I'm represented through CalCurbs. So we're the entity, same entity. So I'm holding it for the 7 years for CalCurbs and our escrow. But if you have transactions that are outside of our escrow, you as a broker still needs to have that information in-house saved for yourself too, I'm sure.
Well, the way that I would treat it, right? I tend to agree with Monica in this case. Like if I have a customer and when I was a title officer and I needed a statement of information and I had to go to the agent to ask for it, I would always suggest to the agent that they tell the seller in that case to send it straight to me, right? To bypass Monica in that case.
Exactly.
Because I'm sure, Monica, you probably use a personal email. Maybe you
Well,
don't.
I would never email such documents, but usually
exactly.
escrow has some kind of an upload link where clients can send
So,
important sensitive documents like that. And usually when they do that sort of thing, I never even see those. Like that's not something I'm privy to. Escrow's holding it, escrow's reporting it. They just notify me that it's completed or I get something that says it was done.
The safest rule of thumb is you want these documents in as few inboxes as possible.
Yes.
So yes, if you have the form, the blank form, give it to them and tell them, hey, send this to escrow. This is escrow's information, right? Pull yourself out of the equation as much as possible. Now, when you mentioned doctored forms, what I think that you're suggesting by that is maybe a form that has some of the information there already. So it has like the company's name and the ownership stake in the company. So that's something that, while I would suggest that these investors who are flipping constantly, have on hand just to kind of for ease, right? This is transaction specific on every one. So there's only so much information that they can have on there already. They're going to have to fill out all of the additional information on each one, right? They're going to have to
I guess I meant to say redacted. So like if I do have that form in my file, is it okay if I keep a redacted version only so that, in worst case scenario, somebody seeing it, they're not seeing somebody's social security number and all that like we usually do?
It's okay, but I don't think it's to your benefit by any means. Because if for any reason it had to be submitted and for whatever reason FinCEN came to you asking for it and all you had was a redacted version of it, that would do them no good at that point. So I don't think ultimately, I don't think it does you any good to hold on to a redacted version of it.
Bobby, you have your hand up?
Oh, yeah. So, Trina had a question. She wanted to know, she had to leave, but I want to get this, recorded just in case somebody else has this question. She said, this only applies to transactions that are $300,000 or more. What is the, dollar amount that the limit is?
So that's the current regulation, right? For the GTOs, but that's being replaced December 1st. So
Okay,
there is no minimum anymore.
okay.
This literally includes a gift. So if you gift the property to, I don't know, to your children, and your children were smart enough to have a trust and ask you to, deed it over to their trust,
Mm-hmm.
that's going to be a reportable transaction. So
Okay.
that's a gift, right? There's no sales price in that case. So there is no minimum. We're talking these, rinky-dink, vacant land transactions in the middle of nowhere that I still don't understand why people buy and sell. If an entity is buying those, whether it be a trust or a corporation, all of those are reportable. 10,000, 12,000, all the way down to no money being transferred. It's reportable.
Will this
Wow.
also apply to mobile home properties and manufactured homes?
It applies to real property, right? So if the
Okay.
manufactured home is, if there's that HCD 433A recorded, right,
Yeah.
the permanent foundation, then yes,
Okay.
it's going to apply. Now, if it's being
Okay.
treated as personal property, which I believe is, mobile homes that aren't affixed are, and goes to the DMV, then it wouldn't be.
I
That's a
just have
great question.
one last question for you, Ray. I have clients that have told me many times after when they're getting ready to buy a house that they would like to put it into a trust, but they don't necessarily want to go through all that before they close. And I've always told them, yes, you can always put it into a trust later. You can set up the trust after you close. If it's that kind of a situation, they buy it in their names, and then later when they go to transfer it into a trust, will they just have to do that then? They're gonna have to do this paperwork then?
So this is one of the questions that I don't have a solid answer for. As it stands right now, if you take everything at face value, that's a reportable transaction. Because it's not that isn't by means of death. It wasn't an inheritance. That isn't by means of divorce or by bankruptcy. It's the choice of the homeowner to do the smart thing and put the property in a trust. Should that be exempt? Absolutely, because they're the same person in the end. They're the same entity. No new person is benefiting from it, right? Other than potentially the beneficiaries upon death. But so it shouldn't be reportable as it stands right now. If you take everything at face value, it is. So what would happen is what I imagine would happen is the same thing that happens if you go and record a deed at the county and you don't have a PCOR. You get that letter afterwards stating, hey, you got to fill this out, right? Now they're going to get a letter from the government stating, hey, you got to fill this out. And it'll be that much more scary for them. They are
Okay.
not going to understand it. They're going to go to you as their real estate professional for an understanding of it. And this is why I think that these presentations are so important for you guys, not just for escrow, because you are going to get asked about it.
Yeah. Well, this is great. I appreciate your time today. Are there
Yeah, of
any
course.
last questions before we wrap up? Okay.
Okay,
Well,
well, thank you guys so much. I really, really do appreciate it. And I'd be remiss if I didn't consider using me for title. I'm here, I'm around, and anything else you guys need, I would be happy to help you. My experience on FIN CEN isn't limited to just that. I know everything about title. So if you guys need anything, let me know. And Bobby, I'm assuming I should leave the meeting now?
you can leave, you can stay. I'm just gonna be talking about our Harvest Festival, so it's
I'll
up
stick
to
around
you.
because I want to be a
Yeah,
part
All
of that
right.
too.
Thank you.
All right, yeah. Okay, so let's go ahead and flip over to our Harvest Festival. It is so important, everyone, to use this opportunity to connect with your clients. This is a wonderful opportunity. Ashley has made some tickets. You can print out the tickets on cardstock, mail them to your past clients, invite them to this Harvest Festival. If they are a past customer, I want to know, because we're going to have VIP gifts for everybody that was or that is a past client. So if you tell me, hey, I've invited 25 of my past clients, I gave them all a ticket, When they get there, please make sure they get the VIP bag. They're gonna get something that is a little bit better than everybody else. I'm trying to hook up like a meal at Claim Jumpers or something that says, hey, we appreciate your business. Thank you. So I want everybody to really focus in on inviting those clients. This is an opportunity, sometimes it's hard to reach out to our past clients because we don't really have anything to say. We don't know their birthday, or, the holidays get crazy, and these little times that it's kind of like a free day to contact people, it just doesn't work out. So this is an opportunity for you to say, hey, I'm inviting you to come to this event. Kids get free pumpkins, and you have to register in order to get the pumpkin. So make sure that everyone that you invite registers, or you register for them, or however you want to do it. But I'm expecting for everyone to have at least 20 people that they can invite personally. If you're a student, I totally get it. Invite who would be on your client list, as you go through your new career. This is open to everyone. However, if they weren't a past client, then they wouldn't be eligible to get the VIP. But everything else is going to be so great. They're still going to have a good time. Their kids are still going to get a free pumpkin, and they'll still get a really great introduction to our company. Now, 20 at the minimum, 20 at the minimum. That is a minimum. I want you to, go back. It's when you started real estate. It doesn't have to be in the last year. It can be when you started, when you passed your test. All those clients going forward to today, I bet you're going to be surprised at how many clients you really do actually have. Now, flipping over to the sponsorship side, we also have a sponsorship packet. We want you to invite all your home inspectors. Who did you hire to inspect all the homes? All your pest control people, all your, what else do you use?
Photographers.
Whoever, yeah. The plumber, the painter, any of those people, invite them to be a sponsor. We have sponsorship packages that are very, very small. Everyone can participate on some level. Now, what we're encouraging vendors to do is to man a booth. So this booth should not be, what is it not? It is not a little store that they pop up and sell their stuff or give away their stuff or be a platform for them to talk about their stuff. This is for kids. So we really want them to focus in on what are you going to do that's fun? Maybe think of it like a carnival. What kind of carnival booth are you going to have? Maybe get those little fish bowls with the fish, and you have a bag of ping pong balls and, give away fish. I'll tell you something, as a vendor, if you do something like that, you're going to get a hell of a lot more attention than if you stand there trying to give away your brochures. People react to things like that. You do something good for my kid, I'm going to be good to you. That's just humans. Pardon me. So I want you to this week do two things. Think of at least two vendors you can invite and 25 families that you can invite. And we'll be sending out the tickets, the electronic tickets that you can print, the flyers, and the vendor packages. If you have any questions, be sure and call. I saw that Ashley shared the link to register in the chat, so be sure and grab that.
And that's the thing to remember, you guys, when you're contacting your past clients, or if it's not past clients, maybe it's past leads that you really want to connect with again, or somebody you almost did business with, or somebody who just like casually mentioned someday they want one, they want to move. I don't know. Whoever you're going to contact.
Whatever.
It's remind them that this event is all about giving back to the community and to appreciate the people in our community and our clients, and it's for fun. They're coming there to have a good time, to play some games, to win some prizes, to eat some treats and show off their costumes and bring their
Yeah.
kids and dogs if they want, and that they need to sign up so that they can get their pumpkin, because not only are our past clients going to get a special VIP bag, and that's great, but everybody who comes can also get a free pumpkin, but it has to be reserved for them. So they have to sign up in
Yeah.
order to have that reserved for them. Otherwise, we're probably going to run out before they get there. So it's a
Yeah.
kind of a first come, first serve for those who have registered to come and get their pumpkins. And I think we settled on one pumpkin per kid.
Yes,
Or
one
if it's
pumpkin per child.
a family or a person that doesn't have kids, one pumpkin for them, obviously. So this way they can come and enjoy that and feel like they're getting some goodies. And we're going to be giving away a lot of prizes too.
Yes.
So I think maybe later on, Bobby, we can kind of give a quick idea of the prizes to everyone so that they can share that and get people excited about it. And
Yeah.
I think starting next month, after the 1st of October, there'll be like a bunch of online posts too going out. So you can share those or
Mhm.
text those to people as a way to kind of remind them or invite them, where you don't have to make a call if you don't want to, just like,
Mhm.
share a link. It's as simple as
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. This is going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be one of our bigger, well, it'll be the biggest event we've had this year. So I
And look at
really
your
want to
calendar. Make
see.
sure you come. Make sure you
Yeah.
come.
So the date again is October 24th. We made sure that it wasn't going to conflict with the holiday or anything like that. It's the week before Halloween. It's on a Friday evening, late afternoon, evening, 4 to 8. So people can come anytime between the 4 o'clock and 8 o'clock hour. We're going to have a host who's going to be talking about the vendors. So if you do have a vendor that ends up coming, they'll get their an announcement will be made about them so that everybody knows that they sponsored and that what they do and things like that. So that's all about that. I also want to let you know that the first business development group meeting in October will be an in-person meeting, but we have to do it on Saturday because it's too, I don't think it would work on a Tuesday to come here, spend an hour and then leave on a Tuesday afternoon. So we're gonna have on the first Saturday in October, which is
The 4th.
October 4th. Yes,
Mhm.
October 4th is going to be a in-person meeting here at the office. We're going to be doing some things, some activities that will help you connect with your clients. We're going to have some tickets already made that you can pick up if you wanted to do that. So
Is it
please,
still at 12
it's
o'clock,
also,
Bobby?
no, it'll be at 11.
Okay.
It'll be at 11.
Thank you.
And yeah. Yeah, so it'll be kind of, we're gonna have the focus around the event. So if you have any questions, this will be a time to get those questions answered and to get a good little workshop to give you help doing anything that you need help with to make this happen. Then last but not least, we are adding a division to California Curb Appeal. We're adding our asset management division. This is pretty exciting. Asset management is a little bit different than property management in that it has a different focus. So property management is managing the day-to-day, making sure that the bills are paid, making sure that the maintenance is done. things like that, day-to-day stuff. Whereas asset management, you're more focused on what are the values? Are you increasing the values of a person's assets or a company's assets? So Chastity is going to be kind of leading up that division. We're really excited to get going on that. If anybody's interested in that, please get with me and we'll talk to you more about it. But it should be pretty exciting. If you have any clients that own multiple properties, please let them know that we now do asset management. Okay? I think that's it for me. Are there any questions? Yes, Monica.
I don't have any questions. If you guys have questions, go for it. I just wanted to say something.
Oh.
One question. For the sponsor or for the booth, the QR code is on the flyer that you sent out, right? For the sponsor options? Or how do we make payment for that?
There's a separate
I'm-
email you should be sending him. We have an email that goes out to our sponsors.
I don't believe it's on the flyer. No.
Got it.
But I can I'll send over an email with the details too.
Okay.
Yeah. Or actually, Tanya, would you mind doing that? Because I don't know if I have a copy of the email.
I have it. Yeah, I'll send it to you, Scott.
Cool. Thank you.
Can you
Yes.
copy me in? That way I have it also and I can re-forward.
Okay.
Thank you so
Okay.
much.
No problem.
I had the letter. That's what I had. I forwarded the letter.
And if you guys, the link, the Google form link also has the information there as well.
The one that you just sent us,
Yeah.
I have that email too.
Sweet. All right. All right, good. Monica, did you want to wrap it up with something?
Yeah, I wanted to wrap up with what we were talking about on our one-on-one the other day. And it kind of goes in line with reaching out to a bunch of people and sending them, for example, like texts or emails or whatever notifications about this event or whatever communication you do with your leads or with your current clients or past clients. Staying on top of of responding to people when they send you something back.
Thank you.
It goes such a long way for when you get an email from somebody or text from them, even if you see it and you feel like, well, it's not something I really need to deal with right now, or it doesn't really apply to me right now. It says something to at least reply and say, thanks, I got this. Or, thanks for sharing. Or just freaking heart it, just like it. Because a lot of people don't do that anymore these days. Everybody's so inundated with so many things coming at them that they forget, or they're just, they're like, I don't have time for that right now. And it will make you stand out as the person that at least acknowledge their efforts of them trying to send you something, a request, even if it was information or just they're sending a, hey, have a great day message. Say, thanks. That's it. You don't need to get into it. You don't need to have a conversation, or if you're following up with people and you're sending them something and they don't reply to you, which is so common, right? You send a text and email and they just don't respond. Ghosts, crickets. You can send a little follow-up. Hey, I sent you some info. Do you think you're gonna make it? Ask a question. Did you have a chance to check this out? Do you think you'll be there? Try to do something to start the conversation and keep it as simple as possible. Don't get into it. Don't do a long paragraph, like 5 freaking words. You know what I mean? Make it as easy as possible for them to think, I can reply to this without getting into this person, because that's what they don't want to do. They don't want to get into it. They're busy, right? Or if you're starting to make a bunch of calls and announcements about an event or whatever marketing you're doing out there, whatever follow-ups and lead generation you're doing, answer your phone.
Yeah.
Do not let it go to voicemail unless you are absolutely in the middle of something. Just answer your phone, or at the very least text them and say, I'm in the middle of something, call you back in 20 minutes, or I will call you back as soon as I'm done with this, or whatever. Just acknowledge the fact that, hey, I'm not ignoring you. or I'm not too busy for you. Because the moment they think that, they're not calling back. And it
Right.
just puts a weird sour taste in their mouth. And again, nobody else is doing that. Everybody else just let it roll to voicemail, which God forbid, am I going to listen to my freaking voicemails 3 weeks from now? You know, it makes you stand out as the person who's like, you know, responsive. Like Scott does that every single time. And literally no other lender I've ever worked with does that. None of them.
It's so
He
great.
does do that.
You know what I mean? It's not that hard. Call you back soon.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
So
Can
I'm
I
just
just add
saying,
one
like,
thing?
it's just a reminder to put it out there to you guys, because I know we get really busy and in the habit of just not doing this. So please, please, please do it.
Good stuff, Monica. I'm just going to add also make sure your voicemails are not full. That is the most
Thank you.
annoying thing
Yes.
to me is I'm calling an agent or even a
Yeah.
lender or whoever I'm calling. And it's like, this person cannot receive because the voicemails are full. What? How are you like communicating with anybody? You don't even know I called now. Like, it's just, yeah, that's horrible. So
Well,
clear them
Full
out
or
weekly,
not set up.
daily, or whatever. Yeah. Or
yeah,
not
or
set up. That's
not
even
set
worse.
up.
Don't say that. Oh my God, that's even worse.
I
Yeah.
won't even leave
Thank
a
you.
message, even if I know that I can. I won't, because I know they're not going to hear it right away. I'll text them.
Mhm.
But
Right.
it's
But
just
that's
it
just
creates
sounds
this
unprofessional.
kind of like, yeah, the minute
Yeah.
you have to do that with somebody, you kind of feel like put out. Like, God
Yeah, it's
damn
like
it, it's
you
making
can't even
me
have your
freaking
voicemail
text now,
available for me to
you
leave
know?
a message. Like, yeah, pisses me
Nobody
off.
wants
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. Well, I just want to thank you, Monica. We did talk about that and I was going to bring it up. I appreciate you bringing it up because that's how important it is. This is really important stuff. It's not hard nowadays. Let's say nowadays, it's not hard to be better. It just isn't. It takes the tiniest bit of effort and something that small speaks volumes. Like just like what you said, answer your damn phone. Get back to people. My email gets so inundated, but after Monica and I had this talk, I have started doing that because it's just nice. Just be a nice person. You know, don't be too busy that people are no longer important, because people are the most important, especially in our industry. And to stand out above the rest takes, I mean, so little. Just do it. So thank you, Monica. I am so glad that you brought that up because it is important. Yes, Tanya.
Well, if we're going on a different subject, I just want to tell the team. I hear we have a lot of people who have buyers and a couple of listings coming up. I am your escrow officer. So if you need any net sheets or any informations on trust or anything like that, give me a call. I'm here for you guys. That's what my job is.
Yes.
So, and
Thank you, Tanya.
I know everybody needs a net sheet here and there. If you're not doing them, you better be doing them to show your clients, you know, exactly what they're either coming in with money at the end of it or how much they're gonna have to put out. So I work with your lenders, I work with Scott, you know, I'll get on the phone with him and we'll figure out the numbers, but I can put it all on a sheet for you and have it sent over with our escrow. Cause I think everybody has maybe something on their phone or something, but if it comes from our escrow company, this is making them aware that we have it prior to we even get to that part of the transaction. So
Right.
I'm there
Thank
I
for you
you,
wish we could
guys.
Tanya.
do some
Thank you.
outside escrow stuff so I could send you some refi escrows.
It would be nice. That's something we need to work on. We can do it. We work on getting our
Next
independent.
step. Yeah.
I'm a licensed in that, so I can do that. Yeah. We just have to
Wow.
do our next step.
That's exciting.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a
All
lot.
right. Well, thank you all. We went over a little bit. I appreciate your time and attention today. We'll let you go. And if you have any questions, let me know. I'll get the recording of this sent out in a little bit. So everybody have a wonderful week and we'll see you next week.
Thank you guys.
See you later,
If
everyone.
you're,
Good
Bye.
job,
if you're
Monica
in
Ray.
the
Star, send
next
that out to
meeting,
you
Everyone
just
guys.
have a great
stay.
week.
Bye.
Ray.
Bye.
If you're in the next meeting, just stay.
Oh.
Oh, right, because we're starting
I'm like,
now.
oh, I'm about boo. Oh, never mind.
Yeah.
Wait, I'm getting more coffee.
I'm
I
gonna
know. You know
get
what's so funny?
something too.
Mine is
I
empty
need a
too.
soda.
Mine's gone.
Hey, Mike.
Hey there.
Hi, Mike.
Hi.
Hi. You still burnt up?
Yeah,
Feeling
I
better?
got a hat on to cover it
I
now.
see the hat.
Yeah.
And the camera's zooming in on you right now. We're like zoom. Is Ashley still here? No.
Yeah, she's still here.
I guess I should move my thing. Oh, there she is. Hi, Chastity.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. Enjoying the quiet house.
Yeah, that's always nice.
Mm-hmm. Quiet and clean. So I'm loving it. It's like heaven. I don't know why that's like heaven, but it is.
Mm-hmm.
Quiet and clean. Oh.
All right, everybody. Can you guys believe that crowd we had? I mean, I saw people I hadn't seen in a while.
That's awesome.
Adam, Trina, Jasmine. Jasmine's been in group 2 weeks in a row now. So congratulations to her team lead.
Thank you.
Who else did Tiffany. Tiffany's working with a client. She just sent me a new buyer's representation agreement. So she's got somebody. Yeah, things are turning, things are happening. You know what? I have to point to, you as the team leads. It has to do with you, that communication that you have with them, that making sure that they're, included and poked every once in a while. I really believe that helps. So anyway, so thank you. And now let's talk about our event, right? Is that what we're doing?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yay.
This is a party
Okay.
meeting.
I wanted to start with a question. The link that you're using for the RSVPs, is that separate from the link for the meetup? The meetup or the Eventbrite or whatever?
So there's a page on California Curb Appeal for the event, right?
Oh, okay.
So you go to Cal Curbs, right
Let me
at the
get my
top,
laptop. I wanna see it.
right where it says about, in the drop down, there's 2025 Harvest Festival. And that is where people can sign up for the event and get their tickets, the public,
Nice.
right? Or our clients or whoever. There's
I
also a
sent that
button.
link out. That's the link I'm supposed to be sending out for people to go sign up, correct?
Correct.
Yes,
Yes.
Okay,
and
I've
then
been
there's
sending that
an
out.
additional button for sponsorship opportunities right there on the page. And that goes to the form for the sponsors to fill out.
Oh, so Scott can just go from there, go there.
Yes.
Yeah,
Oh, okay, I'll call him. Back.
So anyone registering on the Eventbrite, we should probably send them an email. And I should send those names to who? To get them on the list. I
Who's
don't wanna
managing
have,
the list?
huh?
Who's managing the list?
Yeah.
No,
Who
I'm asking
is?
who.
no,
who
we're
is?
asking, who is?
Oh, I don't know. I just have people that registered on Eventbrite.
Yeah, because
I
there's
don't
no
wanna-
more registrations allowed because the max has already been reached, just so you know.
On Eventbrite?
Oh, on Eventbrite?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
But
so
those
what we were
people I
thinking to
wanna-
do on Eventbrite is update that listing there with the flyer that has the QR code that comes back to our site so that they can register that way.
Gotcha. Okay, let's do
Right?
that. Yeah. Okay. Even when we added all those tickets, they're all sold?
Yeah, I think you
it's
have a
gonna be
max of
soon.
100 or something like that, I want to say. And right
Yeah,
now, when I logged in last time to update the graphics and whatnot, it showed that it was like sold out.
Oh my gosh, that's crazy.
But last time we had what, 50 some people and then no one came. So we'll just have to do
Right,
follow-ups to
you-
make sure.
Yeah, you can't always depend on that, that's for
Yeah.
sure. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I think this is gonna probably
Hundred
be
of
with the free
100.
gift, with the free
True.
pumpkin and stuff. People are gonna show up. It's a little different than like a housing event or something. This is actually a fun event. I think
Yeah.
they're gonna show up.
Did we ever find out how much a crate of pumpkins is?
Yeah, we gotta figure out.
Yeah, because we need to figure that out to know like how much we're really gonna have to put out and like how.
Which
How
money
much
we
it's
need.
gonna cost, yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
money we
are we
need.
gonna go to Stater Brothers? Don't we know that girl there? And we can
Yeah.
ask her to donate. So we have a connection at Stater Brothers and we're gonna just ask that girl. Is there somewhere else like a farm that maybe we can?
There was
Oh.
there's a place that I called. They're right down the road from here.
Mhm.
They do wholesale produce.
Okay,
So he said to call. Did I call him now? He said to call when it got closer.
yeah, probably. Let's call him now.
It makes
We need
sense
to
for a lot of those places, they might not necessarily have inventory just yet. And it'll be a little more in October when they'll have access to that.
Yeah,
Hello, my name is Mike. I called a few weeks ago.
Making 'em?
Buying pumpkins in bulk. And the guy I talked to,
Oh, it didn't come out.
I think his name was Varick. Okay. All right.
So yeah, at this point, we've also talked with BWI and told all the agents to invite and try to get sponsors. So that's just like the big push for the next 1 to 2 weeks.
How
is
many
get the
sponsors do we
sponsors.
have?
yeah.
I-
Right now, we just have verbal from Flame Jumpers and the hotel. But nothing official. I've been waiting up for the letter, but now that we have all that, now it's just the big push.
So Scott and Ray probably, they're both in. Al's
Scott
gonna
for
be.
sure is in. He just has to do
Yeah.
the
Yeah,
payment.
Scott Ray's
Aaron.
gonna be in.
Aaron's in. We
Yeah,
talked to Aaron.
and Aaron's in. Okay, so that's 4.
Aloha Plumbing's in.
Anybody get
I
in touch
would
with our
say shoot
termite
for like
people?
a dozen if we
Like
can.
Be safe.
Rockwell termite?
So,
Who's making that
My name is
list?
Mike. We talked a few weeks ago about pumpkins. You said to call when it got a little bit closer, so I wanted to see if we know a price yet.
What's a community giveaway?
And since
Okay.
the letter for the sponsors said the deadline was like October 3rd, I think that almost is priority. Get the sponsors worked out over the next
Wow.
week.
Yeah.
Today.
And then focus on other marketing or other things we need to do, get ready for the event, you know, it's like just really lock those guys in. And
yeah,
by
Agreed.
lock in, like not just talk to them, but like get them to like
Get the
sign
money.
something
Get the
to send
money.
you know?
Get the money.
Yeah.
Give me the
well, we're gonna
money.
use BWI as kind of like our financial, like, bank, so that BWI can give them a tax, receipt, so, and then BWI, as partnered with us, will kind of handle the expenses and all the money stuff. So, they would make
The meeting?
checks payable to BWI. I think if the letter doesn't, well, I guess it doesn't need to say that on the letter. And then the in-kind, like if they wanted to do a booth with a game, that's kind of like an in-kind. We'd be able to give receipts for that too as well. So, just let your sponsors know that. But yeah, we probably need to get some confirmations at this point.
Yeah.
So by the time we meet next week, we should have like confirmed sponsors so that we can have like a mailing list,
Okay.
so that we can kind of keep them up to date
Be looking to
on,
get
you know, what to bring, what
Probably
they're gonna need,
bins
um,
of the big
work
ones.
And
out the
that's-
electricity.
And that's the follow-up we can do with them is to give them that little packet that says, here's what we
Yeah,
expect, here's what you should expect, here's marketing that
Yeah.
you can use to promote the event on your end, you know?
Yeah,
So Ashley and I can work
We
on
can come
that
by there.
while we
What?
gather sponsors
I don't
and
know, but play.
it'll be ready to
Ashley can-
go.
We can give them tickets too and tell them, you know, here,
Yeah.
give out tickets.
But see, that's the thing, based on their sponsorship level, we told
Mhm.
them that based on their level, if they're one of the higher up levels, their logos, their stuff is gonna be on the marketing. And so,
Right.
like, if we
Right.
know who's a part of it and what level they're at, we'll know whether or not they
Yeah.
need to be added in to all of the other promotions.
Oh, gotcha, gotcha, okay.
You
When
know,
you-
to
Okay,
actually not just list, here's our sponsors, but maybe to like promote them on there as well, which is
Okay.
what we promised them.
So this week has to be, like, by next
All right,
week,
cool.
we have to have confirmed sponsors.
I
Right.
will,
The sponsors that are gonna be on our printed material.
Exactly.
Yeah, so I just increased the number on
Okay.
Eventbrite to 1,000. So that people could still,
Okay.
if they make it here accidentally,
2:30.
or, cause they're pushing it out. I don't know how they're pushing it out, but they're pushing it out. But,
Cool.
um,
Do you get any?
Can I ask
I-
Bobby on your account
other
there when you're
types of
logged
pumpkins
in?
of the-
Make
like
sure that it
smaller
requires
ones
a
and the white
phone
ones
number as well as
separate?
an email.
You get those?
let me check, let me look at the,
It needs to have,
let me export the list.
Oh, no, 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 no. Nope, that's not what I want.
Mhm. Okay, cool. Okay, do you sell those individually? Or by the pound? Okay. What do those go for?
I have a quick question. If they're doing a booth, it's free, right? But to start
no,
a booth is 150. No?
no, I think the booth is 150.
Are we doing?
Did you get a copy of the flyer?
I do. I have it, and that's where I was confused because so they have to pay 150 for a booth and then also bring candy and a game.
Those are 46 or 40 of them?
Yeah, do some kind of activity at their booth.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay, it's not asking for a phone number,
Okay.
just an email address. So
No,
I
we-
can
we-
change it.
we gotta require it, or we gotta make it to where
Okay,
people
cool.
don't actually sign up there. We just provide a QR
Okay,
code when they
cool.
sign up.
All right, thank you.
Or a link or something, because I don't think that website allows you to put a link into an external website, but we can put a image of the flyer, which has the QR code. And we can put in the
Okay.
language, to sign up, go to the QR code. Does that make
makes sense.
sense?
It makes sense.
Yeah,
It's a
Bobby,
workaround.
if you're having a hard time doing it, I can jump in there and make those changes.
okay. I'll let you go ahead, cause I'm not finding how I can edit it, but yeah,
I'll make the changes, no problem.
okay,
What's going
I
on?
think you sent me the login already.
yeah,
Yeah, we
I
have it,
did.
Monica.
Yeah,
okay, good. All right,
yeah, because
Cool.
without a phone number, we can't text them, we can't follow up, emails get
Agreed.
lost, and then we can't really communicate with them well to
Oh,
make sure
cute.
that they attend.
I know, yeah, good point. Okay, let me look at the website.
I got prices for the pumpkin.
Okay, what's the prices?
For a large crate, which should have 45 medium pumpkins in it,
45 medium,
is $250.
$250.
That's $5.55 a pumpkin.
That's
Do they go down with more?
Um,
How much are small ones? Like how big? Well, Were
there's
there-
mini pumpkins are 40 pieces for $46.
About $1 a piece for the.
Then there's pie pumpkins. He said he's got like all kinds of different ones, gourds and all that stuff.
We could probably go down there and look too.
Yeah, he said we can go down. He said he'll be there till 2:30.
Oh, let's go after
So,
this.
okay.
Maybe it would
We're
be
gonna
good
go
to get
after
a
the-
mix of some medium ones and some smaller ones.
Yeah.
are we
little
sticking
kids
to
will
this
want a little one.
person? Is there a way
No.
to? Okay.
No, we're gonna
Okay.
shop around.
Where are you going?
And,
Okay.
maybe he'll want to sponsor, or, 250, we get a couple $125 sponsors to cover that. I think that's a really good price, actually.
All right, let's call the Stater Brothers
Yeah.
poll and see.
Yeah, because
Let's see.
maybe they can
Oh,
even
right now.
donate a crate or two, you know? Like I
Can
was
you
thinking
tell them it's
Walmart, I was
what it's
thinking
for?
Walmart, I was thinking Home Depot, like any of those type of
Yeah.
places.
Any big
Doesn't
names
hurt.
like that that we can
Yeah.
have on our marketing would be
Yeah.
ideal. So like it's great a little local grower or whatever, but like go to the big guys too and ask them.
Yeah,
And
I
just
like
talk to a
this
manager
page.
there or something like that, because the guy at the front desk giving you prices, he's not gonna be able to make a call about whether or not they can do donations.
yeah.
Mhm. This page is adorable.
I know, Ashley did a fantastic job with this.
Yeah, she did. This is so awesome. I'm gonna send out the recording of our meeting and I'll include this link so that, if any of the agents want to share this link, I mean, that's the link you shared though, right? Yeah. Okay. All right. So anything else that we needed to kind of follow up on?
Actually, I think I just wanted to let well, maybe Ashley wasn't
Thank
in
you.
that meeting and Tanya wasn't in our BWI meeting last night. But we had been talking briefly about during the event, we wanted to be able to do little giveaways and contests, raffle drawings and stuff like that. There'll be maybe one big prize at the end, but um, we want to try to gather things that we can give away and something that
Sure.
isn't like from the dollar store,
Yeah.
but is like cool or a little like think if you were going to go to like a white elephant exchange gift party, like what would you bring? Is it a cute candle? Is it like this gadget for your kitchen that you're never going to use because somebody gave it to you at Christmas and you don't want it? Do you know what I'm
Well,
saying? Like,
yeah, no,
is it a decoration for Christmas or for Halloween or a cool little kid's
here, come sit
toy?
for a second.
Kids' toys too, great. You know,
What I was thinking too is because I'm right here right now in Riverside at this like new little outdoor thing. But I could easily bring flyers and like walk around and say like, hey, we're having this. Is there anything you would be willing to donate? You know, like something like that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that'd be
exactly.
great.
So that way
Yeah,
it's, I'm like standing, there's a place like rooted in love. It's a cute little plant shop. I could say, hey, is there a plant or something you'd be willing to donate? We'd, highlight your
yeah,
business.
Yeah.
yeah, and that way they're getting the name of their business out.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
that's
Lacey will announce it and there'll be a winner and
Yeah.
yeah, that's so
I
great.
I was gonna even our association, Citrus Valley.
Mhm.
It doesn't hurt to
Yeah.
ask them because
Good.
all of the associations and stuff obviously donated to the car thing, but it just made me think like, hey, why
I have a
not?
question.
Yeah,
How about we
absolutely.
can I have a question? Well, how do we do maybe a larger gift for the main prize that's for the child? Because they're the ones that we're kind of focusing on this right now. Not that I don't know how much like a Switch costs
Ooh, what
or
if we
like like the little Switch or something. Because I'm telling you, the kids will tell their
sure,
parents to
sure.
buy the tickets. I want that, or whatever the kid is maybe. Because I know how
Or
my
even
kids are. Wild
what if
places.
I can ask Fiesta Village, I can ask Castle Park and see if they do any
Or
donations or
passes,
anything like
maybe to
that.
Castle
Exactly.
Park or something.
Exactly.
Fiesta
Yeah.
Village is
Although,
close enough.
Yeah.
although Ashley, just FYI, the last time we did an event, we said that the drawing was for tickets to Castle Park, and like literally no one wanted to even bother entering that.
Really?
Or
I
Castle
was
Park?
shocked. I was surprised. Believe
Our
me, I was
kids love that
surprised.
place.
It was in
Oh,
Grand
my kids
Terrace. There
speak
were
too.
tons of kids and families, and nobody
Really?
wanted to bother entering.
Bougie kids.
So-
No, I'm just kidding.
Weird.
I kind of agree with you, Tanya. A big
But let's,
ticket item like some kind of an electronic toy or a game system or
yeah. I mean,
something
I
like that.
remember
Like
one of the
kids would
things.
Yeah.
go
I don't know how
crazy
much they
for.
cost. I haven't bought one in a little bit, but like a Switch. I don't know if they're a couple hundred. I don't know how much they are. But if we can get a sponsor to help buy
Yeah.
that, those
Yeah.
kids would
Yes,
love that. I mean,
yes.
I'll look
Mm-hmm.
into the pricing, but I know my kid, they love those things.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So whoever
Well,
you can talk to
BWI,
about gathering stuff that we can give away,
yeah.
that would be helpful. It's not like super urgent right now, but just start
Yeah.
thinking about it and start
I'm
reaching out.
sorry.
So,
Because even honestly, we can even say like on our personal social, like, hey, business owners, we're doing this. Let me know if
yeah,
you have anything to donate. Because I know a
yeah.
few business owners already that I plan to hit up. So
Mhm.
yeah,
Yeah, it's an easy way to get your name out there, you know?
yeah.
Yeah. So at our BWI meeting, Monica had a great idea for what they can do because they're gonna have a couple of people man a booth. So what their, correct me if I'm wrong, Monica.
Yeah.
What Monica's idea was that their booth would be in charge of this raffle. And each person would get a card that they would need to get stamped at the other booths, so they'd have to visit all the booths. And then once they turn in their card, they get to spin the wheel, and that wheel would tell the people at the booth which prize they won, and it would be these larger prizes. Did I get that right, Monica?
I think so. So Scott
Mm,
said he was going to be able to have bingo cards made for everybody who attends so that they can use the card to go around to each booth and get a stamp right from each booth. That way they do the activity at each booth and they get to meet the people at each booth. And then once they have their card completed, that gets entered into the big drawing
like
for
a
the big
raffle, but we
prize.
can't
The
give
big
them a prize on each one because we won't have enough prizes. So we're gonna have to put
Exactly.
that as a
But then
raffle and
the
then pull
raffle
about
separately can
8, 10
also
things from the
be,
raffle.
yeah, throughout the event, we can have smaller little giveaway raffles, or they
Mhm.
can spin the wheel for the smaller prizes, but there'll be one big prize at the end
Yeah, they
for
got
the people
raffle.
who went around and filled out their card at each booth. You know what I
Correct.
Yeah,
mean?
yeah,
Mhm.
That
yeah.
way incentivizing them to go to each section and meet each person and make sure that they don't just kind of run through the whole thing and get a prize and leave, you know? We want them to hang out and have fun, you know?
Yeah, and this is something BWI could do that kind of has something to do with them because it's Building Wealth Initiative. BWI is gonna make buttons that say BWI made me wealthy or something. What does it say?
I don't
Can't remember.
remember.
I don't know. Build wealth with BW. I don't know, but they came up with a cute slogan. So they're gonna make buttons and then candy and then this wheel. So
That's
they're gonna
awesome.
kind of do that. Yeah, I thought it was a great idea for something that they can handle with their, volunteers.
Bobby, has anybody talked to anybody at Banner?
Banner Bank, not yet.
We gotta each
Why don't
call.
we go? Why
Yeah,
don't
we
you
can
and
do.
I
Can we
go?
go tomorrow?
Yeah, let's go tomorrow.
Okay, yeah, let me go see
Yeah,
them
that'd be
over there.
great.
I'll be there.
That's,
Okay.
Kaz, did you
I
have
never even thought
something?
of them.
What about
Oh no,
Arrowhead
we're
Credit Union
definitely
as well? I know they do a lot for
Banners
the community.
and Banner's our
Oh,
bank though, so he should
Yeah.
be with us.
yeah.
Cause even maybe Aldi could do a pumpkin crate. Maybe they're in the same shopping center.
Aldi, yeah.
Aldi, Home Depot's right there. PetSmart.
Mhm. Yeah, so maybe Friday. I'll go with,
I wonder if PetSmart would donate if we allowed them to like have an adoption area for pets.
oh, that'd be great.
That would be
I
so
love
cute. Oh my
that.
God, I like that.
Oh my God, yes. What a
I love
great
that.
idea with little puppies and kittens.
Just
Oh
a
my
thought.
God. And then my daughter
Oh
will
my
beg me and I'll be like,
God.
no,
Right?
no,
And
leave me alone.
everybody goes home with one.
And then I'll
Aw.
have to stay away from that section because that's dangerous for me.
I sure my yeah, I'm saying my daughter will kill me. She's gonna, Mom, I want a cat. Yeah.
Why not get into
Oh, I know. That's tough. All righty. Well, so yeah, Tanya, you and I, why don't you and
What
I
time do you
go
have
hit
free
up
tomorrow? 9:11?
Banner and maybe we can hit up a couple of the other places
Okay.
around here. And then me and Mike can go on Friday and we'll hit some more and just see what we can, do.
Whew. I'm over here like happy. Oh no, my CD just went out. You have no idea. This went out on fire. It was
Oh,
just
poor
supposed to
girl.
post 2 weeks ago, and it's finally got
Oh,
rescored
really?
rescored and approved. And I'm like, yay.
Oh, Lord.
So CD's going up today.
Thank
after the
God.
30th, so we have to get this next week and we have to get this done.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, if there's nothing else, then we can go ahead and wrap it here. And does anyone have anything
No, just
else?
big push for our sponsors this week. That's
Yeah,
it.
no, just that.
Yeah.
And did we decide what we're gonna wear? Are we gonna get like a t-shirt for us? Are we gonna get like the same colors or anything that
I
we
think
need
we
to?
should do orange t-shirts or orange shirts. That say, I don't know, volunteer or happy Halloween. What does everybody think?
We might even be able to find shirts at like Walmart or something that are just generic, you know, Halloween or something that we can grab instead of having something made if push comes to shove and if you didn't.
Yeah.
Yeah, just
Just
keep it.
do-
That's when you
just
have to keep it in top of mind that we do have to get those for all our
Yeah.
staff. So
Yeah.
put that on the list.
I got another idea for an
What?
sponsor.
Mike has an idea for a sponsor.
The guy who does our shirts.
Oh, the guy who does our shirts.
Oh yeah,
Maybe you can
yeah.
volunteer.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
that's a good
they
idea.
don't have to be there. They can just provide some
Yeah,
assistance,
provide
like
something.
making shirts for us.
I know, wouldn't that be cute? Like if we had shirts, I mean, we could even do like vests, you know, just so people can identify us. I don't know.
Mhm.
Well, he can make them. That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, yeah.
But
You could make the
if we're
shirts.
getting anything custom made, ideally we want to make it something that has maybe California Curb Appeal logo and or BWI, maybe not BWI, not sure, but something that we can reuse again for other events.
Yes.
Why
Wear
have
again.
something custom printed that we can only use once or once a
Yeah.
year? That's
I
you know.
agree. Yeah.
What if we,
I mean, we could go with black. Black is something we wear again.
yeah, we could even do orange and just get those with the custom logo because nobody has the orange shirt. You know, like
That's true.
office wears.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, just do it in orange.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I was going to ask too, our vendors for, you know, that are in Appfolio, I think we could reach out to mostly all of them. Correct? Is there anybody on the list that you would not want to reach out to?
No, I think we could reach out to them all.
Okay.
Would we want to do multiple vendors of the same trade?
Yeah, that's a good question. Would we want
I would say
multiple vendors
no.
of the same trade?
Yeah.
If it's
No,
community
it's
based though,
community
it's
based. I
community
don't
based.
care. It could be
So all
multiple
hands on
vendors,
deck.
multiple banks. It doesn't matter. It's
Yeah,
community.
everyone.
They're
Everyone.
not there to plug themselves at the event. They're
Correct.
just
To
there to
help the
like
community.
literally provide a game for the kids.
Yeah, I mean,
Well,
they
you
are
know?
there
They
to
are,
get their
though.
card out, whatever. But still, we have multiple
Yeah.
vendors. We have multiple
Yeah.
title officers. We have multiple, and we're inviting them all. Like, there's no reason to not.
They need to show up with a heart for service and not
Yeah,
just
exactly.
what's in
It's
it
not
for me.
competition. Yeah.
Yeah.
Unity.
Well
Unity
said,
for the
Ashley.
community.
Well said. Very
Unity
nice.
for the
Yeah.
community. We're gonna say unity for the community. That's where we are.
There you go.
Ooh, I like that. I'm gonna
That's
use that.
cute.
Yeah.
That's
I mean,
cute.
we're not.
Well,
I'm so
I
tired of
mean, I
division
think
right
we
now.
could, I think we use common sense on that,
Mhm.
really. You know, like, for instance, I'm probably not gonna run to another plumber because we do have Aloha coming, just because I know that would be maybe tacky. So
Mhm.
just use common sense, you know. I think when it comes to title, you know,
And
it's a very
lender
competitive field. They know they have competition.
and lender.
It,
Yeah.
yeah, it just helps them be better, you
And
know.
again, they might just want to provide some kind of thing for the event, like for like a gift in kind, like maybe they're providing some of the treats or some of the
Yeah.
gifts for the raffles. They don't necessarily have to be there and have a booth, right?
Yeah.
Right.
They can just provide some help or maybe just some volunteer person that can help us
Yeah.
set up or whatever,
We,
you know?
we can use, you know, labor. We sure can use that.
Yep.
And honestly, I think if we maintain that approach and like, hey, you know, we're really trying to serve the community. So any way that you can help is going to be welcome. So that way it kind of just leaves the door open for them
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
do whatever.
Oh, I had an idea, Chaz, if you end up reaching out to any of the contractors that are like the type that would come into a community and have to put up cones or like section a place off with like tape or whatever, you know what I mean?
Mhm.
Ask them if they're willing to provide those supplies. Because we do actually need
Yeah.
to section off our area and like kind of guide people in through
We
the
have
front.
those things.
Well, we were gonna put 2 U-Haul trucks
Oh,
Right,
kind
I
of
know.
back to back and then kind of
Okay.
coordinate off that way.
With the hay bales.
Right, okay, yeah,
So
You
you
know-
walk between the two and we'll string something between them
yeah,
kind of thing.
gotcha,
That'd be cute.
okay.
Be cute. All right, so do we want to set a goal for sponsors next Tuesday?
real, real quick. Did
You-
you
Let's have
guys
7
send
confirmed.
7? Yeah.
7
least.
confirmed.
Oh, I was gonna go for 25.
Let's be
That's even better.
realistic.
I have a
Well,
question.
that's
Have you
including
guys,
all, like even the tiny ones.
Confirmed and paid.
Confirmed and paid,
Confirmed and or paid.
we want 10.
okay,
Yeah.
quick
No, like a
question for you
dozen.
guys.
What?
Have you guys sent it to, I'm sending out these letters right now to the sponsorships. Did you guys send out to Scott yet? Aaron
No.
yet?
No,
Aaron? So nobody.
I
So I
haven't-
need to send
I
Scott,
haven't
I'm gonna do
sent any.
Scott, Aaron,
Scott's already in.
Al.
Scott's already in. He's
But he
good.
needs, he wants the link. So I'm just gonna send the
Oh,
letter
I
that I already
see.
have, the link.
Yeah.
Send it professional so he can send it the professional way. So I'm sending it to Scott, Aaron, Al, what's his name? Who's just Ray? Cause I have all their emails, so I've already have their stuff.
Perfect.
So is there anybody else I
Good.
need to
Thank
send
you,
to right
Tanya.
now? Cause I'm sending him right as we're sitting here.
Oh, speaking of which, I know it contradicts with your in-house escrow, but the other escrow office that we've used many times before,
You can
right down
ask
the
them.
road,
No,
Inland
no,
Empire,
ask them if you want to. I don't know.
the Inland Empire escrow,
Empire, yeah.
Mhm.
Mhm.
they always want to do stuff for the community.
That's
Yeah.
fine. Yeah.
We have to use them sometimes, like I had to use them for a
On a mobile
home.
home. Yeah, so we still use it.
Yeah, yeah, we do.
That's and more the merrier. I don't have a problem with that. Because in-house you guys have to use me. I was kidding. You don't have to. But
Yeah, even
Anya.
if you're working with the buyer, there's no harm in asking.
Aaron, Ray,
I don't
Al,
think there's anyone else. Yeah.
Oh,
Scott.
and our little shop across the street that we did our BWI
Oh.
meeting at.
They closed
They're
down.
no, they're done. They closed. But I think we should go inside our immediate building and ask all of them.
Yes.
Who's that lady that keeps bringing us the chips and stuff, like the little basket? She's always coming in with this. I don't know who she is, but I always grab something out of
Oh, no, she's Precision Lawn Care. We got some bids from her because
Oh,
she did
hey,
her
maybe she
marketing good.
Maybe she want to come market over with us right now.
Hey, oh my
She
God,
comes
that's a
in
good
every day.
idea.
She comes in all the
Yeah.
time. And then it's Scott that has it's Aaron who has the little monthly newsletter, right? That comes to our desk all the time.
Yes.
Yeah, Aaron.
That's
So
Aaron.
I'll talk to him about that
Well,
today
we
too.
don't have time. I don't think we
Okay.
have time to grocery shop.
So
we
the
might have to wait.
newsletter from
I
Aaron.
guess. I don't know.
Go grocery shopping.
Yes, go grocery shopping, girl.
Oh, I'm
Feed your
sorry. I
baby.
didn't realize I was
Feed your
on.
baby.
I'm sorry. Sorry.
So I'm gonna talk to Aaron about that newsletter now because I'm sure it's getting ready to come out. So I'm gonna add us on there. And then
Okay.
Ray, Al, Scott, that lady, you guys, whoever she is, need to put her on there.
And Bobby, remind Lacey that I emailed over the flyer to her so that she has it for her next show, okay? For that one website where they
you.
mention it everywhere.
Yes,
Because
yes.
PayPal is
you
going to be
have
mentioning this thing. Like
Wait a second. Did you email it to her?
I emailed it to her and everybody from BWI.
No, you have to mail it.
No.
Did she say?
Yeah. I
Didn't
think
she
she
give
sent
you
us
the
late.
email?
I don't know if she
Okay.
saw the email. That's why I'm asking you to remind her.
No,
Seeing
no,
as
no, no.
you-
She's not gonna be able to send it. It has to come straight from us. So let me
It has
just.
to go to
do
the
that.
community board.
Hey.
Yeah, Mike, I think, did you send me
I
those?
emailed it.
Or were they
Yeah,
in the chat? Okay,
I emailed
Okay.
it to you.
okay. I'll look at that.
It would have come from info@CalCurbs.
So,
Okay.
community page, KCAL community page, events.
Oh,
See,
shit.
how do you get
Sorry.
one on there?
How did I do that? Okay, there we go. Download flyer. Sponsorship flyer.
If KCAL can be mentioning this on the regular,
Oh
that
my
would
God.
be freaking fantastic.
We're really gonna need
Because
people.
that'll bring a lot
Oh,
of local
submit community
people.
event. Okay, tell us about your event, and I have the email address. So I'm just gonna email you, or yeah, I'm gonna
Yes.
email you the email address.
Yes, thank you, thank you, thank you. Can you just send me that page you're looking at?
There you
Just-
go. Yeah,
Yeah.
so this one's for KCAL. There's also one for COLA. So
Okay.
I think you have to click on their email address.
That's fine, no problem.
So
I'll go
I'm
through
gonna
both.
send it right now.
Okay,
Monica. KCAL community page. Here you go.
sweet.
All right, there you go. Yeah, let's do that for sure, because if Lacey sees it, she's just gonna say it, so we'll at least get guaranteed on Saturdays. If she can talk to the other people and just kind of push it towards them, that would be great too. But, you know,
Bobby, could I ask, is there a similar type of forum or board at the college?
for submitting your events,
Yeah,
I don't know. I've never done that before.
okay. I just thought I'd
Um,
ask. I figured maybe you might know from before.
Well, I know radio stations, the FCC rules say that they have to have a portion of their airtime dedicated to community. So that's why commercial radio stations
Thank you.
have to do it. Maybe commercial television stations do too. I don't know what the rules are, but it'd be cool, like, I don't know, we don't have any like local television, but
It's okay. We can use social media for like that type of marketing, you know?
yeah,
But
yeah.
yeah, it's cool.
Okay, all right. Let's see what else.
You guys,
Yeah,
I just want to bring, I'm afraid it might, what are your thoughts on this? Because I don't want to be, it might get too big
Man, I'm you crazy.
from our client appreciation if it gets too big of a community event.
Yeah, I think we need to focus on more so honing in and inviting our actual like clients, our HOAs and those people versus so to say the community, because push comes to shove. If our people aren't showing up, we can go hit the corner with a sign saying free event and bring people in.
And
But I think
I don't want to be like a negative sayer, but the only reason I say that is because I've done harvest events for the community and we cannot contain the amount of people that come. We've
yeah.
wrapped around, I mean, here in Grand Terrace, we've had it wrapped around where we could not possibly even serve the people.
okay, then I think what we need to do is get trucks, get food trucks. Because if nothing else, we need something for them to do while
That's why I
we're,
said we need a
waiting.
food truck. One food truck.
Yeah,
at
I
least.
think we need to add like food.
Let's go talk to somebody when we go to this place.
But
Okay,
also,
we're
guys,
gonna-
keep in
We need a food
mind,
truck.
we're asking everybody who comes, including the public, including the community, that they register, that they sign
Yeah.
up. At
Sure.
some
Yeah.
point, we can literally close that out anytime we want.
That's true.
You know, we're not
True,
saying
that's true.
come in off the street. We're asking them
Right.
to sign up for an event.
No, I agree,
Right.
but we just put the event
I-
1,000 people.
Yeah, that's a lot. That scared me.
I
Is
don't,
it 1,000 people signed up?
No, I just changed it to 1,000 people can
From what?
from 100.
But again, Eventbrite, we could shut down anytime we want. If it gets to where
Well-
there's 300 people signed up, we can just stop it.
right. I guess,
We can watch it and see what it does. And
Mhm.
keep in mind, there's a huge percentage of people who sign up for free events that do not show up.
sure.
That's what I'm kind of counting on, But yeah, that's a good point. I wonder if we can contact the Eventbrite people and have them re-register so that we have one I mean, that would be one way. If they don't re-register, then maybe they weren't that interested in going. It would be one way to kind of see how interested they are. I don't know. What do you think?
I think we're good where we're at. I really do, but I just want to make sure that we too are inviting our clients too, that it's not just an event. So I want to make sure that we have something that completely makes that different, right? If there is a line wrapped around, that maybe we have a special entrance for the VIP, or we make sure that we can handle
Oh, yeah.
events,
Thank you, John.
and they feel like they really are coming to a client appreciation event.
Okay,
You know,
well, how
we're
about
still
this?
gonna have our welcome table where they sign in, right, to come inside the event. And there can be two lines, you know, the ones that are VIP, because if they are VIP, we would have told them, we would have sent them information, they would know before they show up,
Sure.
right? And
this is
so they know
where-
they can get in that line and get their special bag and get to the front easier or faster
That'll make
than
them feel
maybe somebody
special.
else.
Yeah.
And
They'll feel like a
honestly,
VIP.
if we ever have a problem that we have lines, thank God,
Yeah,
because we've never had that many people show
Right.
up.
no, and I agree.
Right.
I'm all for it being great, but I just know that I've had it wrapped like where we couldn't even get to the people wrapped around like Mount Vernon, you know, like it's been bad like that. And I just didn't want our clients to come to this type of event and us not be prepared for them.
Yeah,
So I like the idea of the registration booth with two people. One can be for VIP, one can be for the regular. That way, you know, if we don't need it, great, but if we do, we're prepared.
I agree, 100%.
Yeah.
and we can even reserve some pumpkins for the VIP members that are coming, that we know are going to be coming. And actually earmark them, like specially mark them, so that we at least know we have enough pumpkins for our
Correct.
past clients and
Yeah.
current clients, and then the rest of them are for first come, first serve for everybody else.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
that signed
Yeah.
up. But again, the idea is that they'll sign up and we'll be sending follow-ups to get a better indication of whether or not they're going to actually be showing up.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I
So-
think we could,
Go ahead, Ash.
well, I was gonna say we can even do like a what to expect email or something that's gonna say, hey, we're gonna have a VIP line, we're gonna have a this line, you know, just kind of giving people a
Yeah.
heads up.
Yeah.
So that
Mhm.
way, I was a little bit concerned the way Chad was, and I just don't want people to get pissed off and then we have a problem.
Yeah, I mean, all this work to just make a bunch of people mad, not cool. Not cool. So maybe to be on, if somebody is a VIP, maybe have them on a list so that when they get in the VIP line, they just give their name and then we find them on the list.
Exactly.
Is that kind of how? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That'll be good.
And truth be told, even VIP list or non-VIP list, we should have a list for both because they would have registered. You
Correct.
know what I mean? If it's somebody who's
True,
walking in
true,
off the
yeah.
street, that's a different scenario. But the majority of people who show up should already be registered,
Be
and we
on
should
the
be able
list,
to
yeah.
say, "Oh, that was, you know, Dr. Mark and all of his kids or whatever."
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah,
I don't know why
gotcha.
I made him a doctor all of a sudden. That was weird. But I'm just saying, you know, like
Yeah.
we'll probably have a decent indication of who's going to be there as we
Yeah.
get closer, hopefully.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
Yeah. I love it. I love it. These are great concerns though, too, you know.
Chaz,
All
do you think
right.
there's something else that we could do to ensure that the VIP members that come have a good experience? I mean, is there anything else that you think we should do?
No, I think having this, maybe the separate line and just making sure that we're setting aside, I just want to make sure that we're concentrating on that aspect along with it being a community event. Because a lot of people do is have this big community event and miss the appreciation of our past clients. We want to make sure we're
Right.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So
Totally agree.
should we start ordering the bags? I feel like we would probably want I don't know, like a trick or treat like bag that could be reused for that, or just something to put the stuff in as we collect give away stuff from the vendors and stuff.
Yeah, I
What do
think
you
we should
think?
start gathering those types of items as well. Yeah.
Okay, so I'll go ahead and order the bags.
And again, Bobby, if we have local places that have those kinds of materials, then maybe we can
Yes,
to them and see if they'll give
yeah,
to this event.
okay. You know what?
Es-
I'll do that. I'll wait
Especially
till
like
next
the
week.
kids trick or treat bags, those can be more on the cheapy side because they're you
Yeah.
know, just for kids for that day or for
Mhm.
Halloween to use on Halloween. But maybe the VIP ones are a little bit nicer, like a canvas bag or something that is reusable that we can put our logo and BWI on it, you know?
Right, or everybody's logo,
Yeah, why not?
yeah,
I say California Curb Appeal and BWI on one side, everybody else on the other.
yeah. There you go, love it. All right, coolio. So are we good, you think?
Yeah, that was awesome.
Yeah, I think
Okay.
so.
Another thing
All
I
right,
talk about before since we're in sponsorships, the age, what they can sponsor, you know, or how we want the agents. Did we talk about that?
yeah, I think we should ask them to at least bring in one sponsor. I mean, that's the very least that they could do. Go after one. I mean, if they can't do it, that's fine, but at least try,
Yeah.
at least ask someone.
Are we asking for sponsorship from our agents, like a percent, like a $10 gift to it or something?
Oh, I think
But
they
if
should pay like at least like, I don't know,
$20?
$10 per client that they, bring, or
That could be
$5.
expensive.
To subsidize because the pumpkin's $5. The bags are gonna cost money. Putting all this together is gonna cost money. If we don't get it fully
I would say,
sponsored.
I'm kind of saying, because maybe like if one person brings five, I said if we just did a general $20 from
a
everybody,
flat,
so paying
yeah,
a flat fee for everybody, that would just be, because if you bring one or you bring 10, you're bringing it'll average itself out. Like,
yeah.
I think everybody
Because I
should have a
think too, if
set
you say
amount.
per person, people aren't gonna invite because then they're gonna be like,
Correct.
I'm not
They're
gonna
not
pay
gonna pay it for all
$50
those
for
people.
them to
Exactly.
come. But
Exactly.
if
That's
you
all we
do
were
like,
saying.
hey,
Shitty.
yeah, like
They
But
should.
it is, but
but
come on,
that's how
like
people
they
think.
don't
She's right.
yeah,
Because here's
like
the
we're
thing,
pulling teeth already.
we're
Fine.
telling them that we're putting this event together for our agents and for their clients. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And then
I think
saying,
this
hey,
should
by
be
the way, now you got to pay for it. You know, so we got to be kind of mindful of that. Also, some of the agents can't attend because they have other things going
so
on,
they should
and they
might want
literally
to
can't be
donate.
there. You know,
Mhm.
Yeah.
and so
So
maybe
what do you think?
maybe on Saturday when we have our in-person meeting with everyone, this is a time when you can bring it up to them and say, here's what we'd like you to do for this event. And maybe even before Saturday on October 4th,
Yeah,
we can ask them, when you come on Saturday, bring a little gift that, we can include into our, into the
Or
raffle and into the
something, yeah,
giveaways
to
for
help
this
out.
event.
yeah.
Something little, something small, like a $5-10 item. I don't care what it is.
Or
Something.
even like bring a bag of candy
Yeah,
or
something.
bring a bag of
Candy.
candy, bring a case of
Yeah.
water, bring something
Case of
to
water
donate.
is actually
Or
perfect.
I like
Candy,
that better.
a gift,
I like that
something.
better.
yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we can send out a list of things that we need.
yes.
A case of water, bags of candy, trick or treat bags, or, whatever.
What
Oh,
if we put together an Amazon wish list and send it out to our agents and say, clear the list?
I love that.
We do that
We can
too.
totally do that. Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Because we can also maybe make a really big list and just kind of send it out to our agents and people in the community as well. Like share the link, clear the
Yes.
list. Just do something like that.
I love that. And then our volunteers could kind of pick and choose what they
Too.
our
Yeah.
sponsors can pick and choose what they want to buy. I love
And
that.
also, I think it would also give people the opportunity, even if say, they're not in a position to do 150, sure, I'll pay for the $20 bags that you guys are doing or whatever, like just
Yeah.
giving people an opportunity to help in some way. I think will go a
Mhm.
long way. I think that's the easiest way
Yeah.
to do something like that.
You
Yeah,
guys,
Because
I
if
with
like
that,
it.
on that shareable file that we have for the event, we can create an additional page of all of these items that you're talking about.
Yeah.
That would be like
perfect.
clear the list items.
Yeah.
And we can all add to it. And once we have a pretty decent list, then we can make it into kind of a little flyer.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, let's do
I
that.
like that. That's so great.
So-
And then the agents can kind of choose what they want to do or what they don't want to do. If somebody feels compelled to do something a little extra and somebody just can't, then.
Yeah, yeah, feeling
Oh,
pressured,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, exactly.
It'll take the pressure off, yeah.
Not to
Yeah.
mention maybe for some of the brand new agents that don't really have past clients or some of the
Right.
students who they might want to invite people and participate, but they're like, well, you
I'm
know.
broke.
Yeah, I'm broke. I didn't want to say it, but I'm just saying,
Yeah, yeah,
We're
no,
all
I
broke, come
get
on.
it. I get it. I do get it. Okay,
We're
well,
all
that
broke.
sounds good. I love that. So, yep. Anything else?
It's gonna be a great event. It's gonna be amazing.
It's gonna be
It
huge.
will. Thank you, Chaz, for the great idea.
I
It's a
know.
winner.
Yeah,
It's a winner.
Yeah,
That'd be
the
great.
you guys are awesome.
It's gonna be fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Next
Yeah.
week, when is our meetings on Tuesday? I'll be here Tuesday, but then that'll be my last day. So for a while. Forgot.
So next week, are we doing a Tuesday meeting in addition to the Saturday meeting, or are we just doing Saturday?
No, we're gonna do both.
We're gonna do both. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I won't be
think
at
it's good.
Saturday.
Okay.
I'll be in the
Well,
hospital.
our thoughts will be with you and our prayers.
No, I'll
yeah.
probably zoom in if you put a Zoom on. Probably.
Oh my God.
I will zoom
Take a
in.
rest,
But
woman. Take
Tanya.
a rest. I know.
I don't want to
That's
miss it.
Tanya.
I'm kind of already bummed. I'm missing it. I miss seeing everybody.
Just be beeping in the background.
I know.
Beep,
He also goes
beep.
beep. No, I was kidding.
Oh no.
I'm like, what happened to her?
Oh my
All
God.
right, you guys, have a great day.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
I'll see you tomorrow, Bobby. I'll be
Jen.
there in the morning, so I'll be there.
Okay.
Okay.
All righty.
Bye.
Bye.
What is happening in the chat? Oh, that's what I was supposed to. Oh, Ray says he can help with marketing materials, mailers, email.
Yeah,
for
he
the
was
event.
saying that. So get Ashley and you guys to get in touch with him because he's
Yeah.
gonna help with that stuff. That's amazing.
What did I?
Awesome,
I didn't
awesome.
see that.
Ray said he'll help with the
Sweet.
marketing materials, like printing and all that kind of stuff, which is
Oh,
awesome.
that's
Because he can make flyers
fantastic.
and like the
That's-
tickets. That was the thing that
Yes,
we didn't want
that's
to print.
Oh,
fantastic.
okay. I'm gonna have him make tickets. That'd be great.
Yeah, he will
Awesome.
do that.
Bye, guys.
He wants our business.
Yeah, he does.
I love it. He's good though.
Bye. Bye,
Bye.
Tanya.